Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today I am going to make a quilt. Now, this quilt is from a kit. It is a beautiful quilt, or let's say it's a really fun quilt, and it's one that I've had my eye on for a while. So this is the quilt that I've been looking forward to make. It is a Riley Blake quilt, and it's one of their kits. And their kits are very well known for beautiful packaging. And this packaging is a beautiful red box. It's got the magnetic closure on it. So I get everything that I need for the quilt top and the binding. So I have all of the larger pieces of fabric that are needed for this quilt. And in this case, I get that package of 10-inch squares. The only thing missing from this kit is a fusible web. These trees are fused on, so you're going to be able to use your favorite fusible web. And it is a raw edge applique, so there's no turning those seams over. So the applique shapes we're going to need will be the tree, the ornaments, the trunk, and the tree stand. So we will need to transfer these designs onto our fusible web. So I'll take a template plastic, trace it out, and then cut it out. And I'm going to separate all of these so they're not all together. As I've cut out my little pieces, I have put some of the markings that are on the pattern. The centering lines for the tree and some little X's for where the ornaments are going to go. Now I'm going to take my fusible web and I'm going to be able to trace out those trees. And I really find tracing around a piece of plastic is easier than trying to copy through the paper, but both ways will work. I do want to leave a little space around each of my shapes. Then I'm going to just roughly cut all the way around. Now that that fusible web is all ready, I'm going to go and fuse it onto my fabric. Once those are all pressed onto the back, I will be able to trim those down right on the line. But to speed cut the little stems and the tree stand, I have taken my fusible and have fused a long piece. Then I'm going to trim it to the size that I need. And then from there, you can either draw lines or what the measurement is what you're going to cut. And this really speeds it up. So I've done that for the stems, and I've also done that for that tree stand. So once I have the lines drawn, it's going to be very easy for me to cut those and cut them with a rotary cutter. And if I'd like, I can go in and just trim. That's definitely a lot faster than tracing every single one out. So I have the tree stands done, my trunks, and all of my trees. And I'm going to do my ornaments later. Now we're going to put this together and we're going to fuse them on. This little stem gets tucked up underneath the tree and gets tucked up underneath the little tree stand. So I'm going to fuse them on just a little bit different. So I'm going to semi-fuse some of this on. So at the iron, I will be removing that paper to the back, and I'm going to take that template piece, and I have finger pressed this. So I'm going to be able to lay this down, find the center mark, remove that template, and iron on this top half. So this is going to stay up. Once that top half is pressed on, I'm going to be able to take the paper off to the bottom, slip it in place, move this out of the way, and press that down. And I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to do those all later. So this is what we're looking at. If you'd like, you could just rip that paper so some of the paper stays on. But we want it to sort of look like this. The reason is I'm going to be able to fold this back and stitch those two sides down. Then when I put the tree on and the tree stand, I'm not having to worry about going around. So when you look at the back, I only have a portion of it done. Now I can take the rest of this off, or if you've already taken it off, I can press that on. Now I can go all the way around the tree in whatever stitch I'd like. So you could do a buttonhole stitch all the way around, or just do some free motion and go over these edges a couple of times and just make it very organic. If it washes and the edges fray, it's going to be fine. After all, it is a Christmas tree. So I'm going to do all of the trees, and then I'm going to do all of the stands. So you can see how everything has overlapped, but the front really does have a nice finish to it. Now that we have the tree all done, we need to put the ornaments on. However, we do have options. We have lots of fabric left over, so we can make the ornaments out of all of this different fabric and just load the trees with different colors. Now, if you do not want to make fabric ornaments, after this is quilted, we could put pom-poms on, jingle bells, even buttons. But I do want to do those fabric ornaments. And I'm going to do them in the white, and I'm going to do some in some of this leftover yellow that we had from that pack. If you want to follow the diagram and have all of those ornaments on exactly as the diagram, we did put those X's in our template. Those X's are now going to become holes. So you can use a nice sharp stiletto and poke holes in, or even use a nail. I'm just going to make these X's into holes. Now I'm going to be able to line that up, take a fading or water-soluble marker, and just mark right in those holes. Now every single tree will be the same. Or if you'd like, you could turn it over and mark so you have opposite. Once I have those marks done, I'm going to be able to take my ornaments. I did put a fusible web on them, and I can see exactly where they're going to go now. And now I can fuse those on. And we will be able to continue those applique stitches all the way around. However, I will be very honest with you, and I do not want to do this buttonhole stitch all the way around every single one of those ornaments. So I'm going to drop my feed dogs and free motion just some random circles in the center. So I've used a gold colored thread, and I've just gone randomly about that. Lifted up my presser foot, gone back, did some random circles, lift up, and I have done them all. This method works really well when you go over it quite a few times. So we're not trying to make them all perfect. We're going to make them all imperfect, and that way they look the same. And I did it for my white ornaments and my yellow ornaments. Now I'm going to be able to press these, make sure they're all trimmed to the 10 inches, and sew them together and get ready for the border. With that border on, the quilt is now 58-inch square. It's a perfect size for Christmas, over a chair, on a lap, and it is so cute with all of those different colored trees and fun ornaments. And I still have fabric left over to do the binding. And don't forget, we have the beautiful boxes, and I still have fabric left over to go with it. This set would make a beautiful gift for someone who would like to make it themselves, someone who would like it already made, or maybe someone as in ourselves. And thank you for joining me today on So Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a newsletter. It's all free under So Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a so-tacular day. Bye for now.